guys, it's Hawk here, back again with another video. There probably isn't a speed paint going on here, I'm sorry, it's gonna be boring, but you might want to listen to this and just do something else, like draw or whatever. But I thought I'd show you guys, not really show you guys, but tell you guys my way of doing anatomy studies. Now this is semi-scripted, so again, if I ramble or say I am sorry, and if there are any issues with the microphone, again, I'm sorry, I can't afford a new mic. So yeah, I'm going to tell you the way I do anatomy studies, and luckily for you all, it is super cheap and very, very easy to do. Although it's tedious, it's extremely easy to do. So here are the supplies that you will need. Paper, printer, graph, whatever. I tend to prefer printer paper because it's like a plain surface and I don't have to worry about these other lines getting in the way. But you do you, do what makes you feel comfortable in terms of paper. 2. Ballpoint pen. I use Big Crystal. Very, very cheap. You can get a pack for $1 and super cheap. Don't worry about not having an eraser. I personally prefer it because then I realize, hey, this is something I really need to work on, and although I can't erase it, I can then focus on that, and something I like. I don't have to worry about erasing and things like that. And 3, what you'll need is an anatomy reference, whether it's from online, like a picture, whether it's one of those anatomy poster dolls that you might get at Michael's or one of those Figma things, books, whatever, you will need it. And here is what you will have to do. So, you have the supplies, you have obtained the reference, now here is what you need to do. 1, and I do this mostly on the same sheet of paper, you get the basic shapes. Does the person have a square jaw? Lightly sketch with the pen a square jaw. More circular shoulders, what shapes go into the shoulders? What about the arms? What about the bones? Whatever it is. Get the basic shapes in there. And then, on the same sheet of paper, draw them again. And then, sketch the parts, like other parts, like facial proportions. Maybe you're like, oh, this is how the jaw should be shaded, or, oh, this is where the eyes should go, or things like that, or whatever the features are, maybe chest proportions, arm proportions, whatever you need to do, fill it in. And then, do that again, and fill in the other details, shade it, add some hair, whatever you need to do, and it will look weird. But keep drawing, redraw it, and keep redrawing the pose or whatever you're looking at until it gets right. And please, 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 I encourage you to look at other poses too, because you don't want to just be starting from one pose. Look at other poses and do the same method and do it until you are pleased. And heck, if you find something that you especially need to work on, focus on it. Focus on it. So say you need to work on the chest, focus on the chest. Focus on, oh, this is how a male chest should be drawn. This is how a female's chest should be drawn. Oh, this is how you draw an elderly person's chest, or a young person's chest, or whatever it is. Just, or arms, or what have you, or face. Like, focus on that, and use the same method, basically, until you get that right. And the reason I say that is because, say I've done all this, and I tend to say I did all this, and I do all of this, I am doing an actual piece and not an anatomy study, and it gets time to draw the chest. I'm going to keep using the chest as an example. And it comes time to draw a chest, and I'm drawing the dude. And I'm like, oh, wait, I know how to draw a chest now. I know how to properly proportion that. I know how to make it look good with my style. And I can add the techniques and knowledge I have to my piece. So I know what to do, basically. And it just really helps me in my pieces. So I know, oh wait, this is how I'm supposed to proportion things. I don't know. It tends to help me with proportions, and it just helps me in my regular pieces, so the anatomy doesn't look too wonky. And you can do this with humans, you can do this with animals, whatever, insects, what have you. Like, do whatever, but like, it will really, really help you get the anatomy and proportions down. And please, I do encourage you to also incorporate it into your style, because heck, I know, like, I've had super stylized stuff, and then I try to add, like, super realistic, and it does not go down well, and I'm like, wait, maybe I need to adjust my style, and I can apply what I learned there to the style, so it's more accurately proportioned, but it's, like, you know, comfortable for me to draw, if that makes sense. Like, I encourage you to use the knowledge that you have because of all these studies, and oh, now I know how to do this. Use it to incorporate it into your style, so you can be like, oh yeah, now I have improved in drawing hair, or I've improved in drawing faces, or what have you, or chests. Like, I don't know. It tends to help me. So sorry if you couldn't learn anything. Like, I hope I could help you. Basically, a basic rundown is you need paper, you need ballpoint pens, you need an anatomy reference, and once you have that, just basically break it down into different steps, and it will be tedious, but just keep doing it until the proportions look right to you. Do different poses, do different angles. If you are having some difficulties with specific features, go focus on that until that looks right, and then once you're done with all of that, apply the techniques you have learned to your artwork in the future, and maybe some of the things that you've improved upon, apply that into your style so your style can evolve into something that you like, but at the same time you're progressing, if that makes any sense. So those are the basic rundown if you couldn't get any knowledge out of this. I don't know, it's just my way of doing things. This is Hawk, signing out.